Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today I am back with an apartment renovation, and we are renovating to a Jasmine Suites in the Spice District of San Myshuno. And this is actually an apartment that I started almost a month ago now. I mentioned it in some of my videos before Love Struck came out that I was working on an apartment that was based on primary colors of red, blue, and yellow, and that I was excited to share it when I finished it. Well, I dropped it for about a month because of Love Struck, and I just finished it the other day, and I'm actually really glad that I took a pause from it because a lot of the new items from the latest expansion were perfect for this build, so I'm really excited to share it. And as always, if you do like this build and you'd like to download it and use it for yourself, it is available right now on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You could also find it under the hashtag Gryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. So I'm pulling out the two items that inspired this apartment at this point, which is this couch and rug, both from high school years. The couch stays, the rug does not, although I do still really want to find a spot for it at some point because it's such a pretty rug. I just find it a little bit difficult to use for some reason. Maybe I could have made it work in one of the rooms in this apartment, but I didn't end up using it in the end, but I was overall very, very happy with how this came out anyway. And right now I'm just playing around with tiles in the kitchen, trying so hard not to use the tiles from Home Chef Hustle because they've been my go-to for a while now. I love them so much, and I'm sure I'm going to continue to use them in plenty of builds, but I was really trying not to here. And then I end up going back to them, but it's okay because I then put down this build for a month and came back and used our new custom tiles that came with Love Struck. So those will be added here in a little bit. And I'm really excited about that decision. I think it looks so nice. They came in the perfect swatch where there are tiles that have a mixture of red, blue, and yellow. And I just thought this was a really fun color scheme to explore. So let me know if there are any other color schemes you'd like to see me do. I've been doing solid color challenges, sort of. I've had a whole series where I do single, like, one color or monochromatic spaces. And that's been a lot of fun, but I've done most of the colors at this point. So I would love to know if there are any other color schemes you would like to see. Also, if you're planning to pick up the Love Struck expansion pack or any pack on the EA app, please consider using my creator code Gryphi. You just enter it at checkout and it doesn't cost you anything extra. It just helps to support me as a creator, so thank you to anyone that considers doing so, and thank you so much to everyone who has used my code in the past. It really means a lot. And that portion of the video was sponsored by EA. Here you can see that I have the tile from Home Chef Hustle, and I've also changed the windows. The weird thing though is that I didn't notice until I was editing this footage that I changed the windows in the living room, but I didn't in the rest of the rooms. And then when I opened this build back up a couple of days ago, I didn't notice. So the windows in the other rooms do not match the ones in the living space. It doesn't bother me too much, but I might go through and change that before I upload it to the gallery. But it shouldn't be too much of an issue anyway. But I just thought that was kind of funny watching it back. I was like, wait a second, I changed those windows, but not the bedroom ones. Oops. It's kind of funny how often that happens when I'm rewatching footage and realizing that I completely missed something. I know it happens a lot when I'm watching other content online too, or like when I'm on stream and chat's like, you forgot this one thing. And I just, for some reason, you just don't notice when you're working on it. I'm not sure why that is. But here I am just adding in all of our appliances in the kitchen. I ended up using the sink that comes with Parenthood to match the countertops. And I got a separate stove and oven in this room. I don't do this all that often. I've been trying to more often just because it's, I guess, I wouldn't say it's more realistic, but it's more common nowadays. I've never had that, but since we have the option in The Sims, I do like to switch it up. And here is where we have the new tile in the kitchen. I love it so much. It's so vibrant and beautiful. And I was also trying to use some of the new decor pieces and decorating this little shelving area that I created to match the counters. These are some modular shelving pieces from Dream Home Decorator, and they are in the exact same swatch as the Parenthood counters. So I thought it would be nice to pair those here and kind of custom decorate those with plates and dishes and spices and all of that. And I am also changing the color of the curtains and adding some more decor in the kitchen. And we will also be changing the color of the walls throughout this whole space. And I believe the wallpaper I ended up using is actually also from Love Struck in like a deep blue swatch. And I used that in a good chunk of the rooms. And by a good chunk of the rooms, I mean 2 of them, maybe 3. I don't remember. Yeah, 3 of them. So we have the main room we're in now that has the blue wallpaper, the hallway has it, and then the primary bedroom. There are 2 bedrooms in this apartment. I was imagining that there was a sim here raising a younger family member. I hadn't really decided if it was an older sibling raising their younger sibling or if it was like an aunt or an uncle, but I was imagining it was one sim raising a child that wasn't theirs. That was the kind of idea behind it. So the house isn't like overly child friendly. I do have a couple of toys here and there, but I was imagining that this space was mostly decorated with the original sim in the primary bedroom in mind. And then I added some other fun things. And I did keep the color scheme in all of the rooms, which was quite fun as well. I would say the kids' room is a little bit more yellow and blue than red, yellow, and blue, but I thought that that worked nicely. I was just kind of letting it happen and seeing what went together nicely and experimenting with the color scheme, which is always a bit of fun. I was actually really excited to use these new chairs in the living room from Lovestruck. I haven't used them yet. I think they're more of a chair you'd probably expect to see outside on a porch or on a balcony. But I thought that they looked really nice in here, and I'm always excited to use some new items. So I thought that those looked nice there. And then I also have this old bookcase here that is from the Basement Treasures kit. One of the shelves is broken and it looks like it's just like falling apart. So I decided to put stacks of books from the Book Nook kit on the bottom. So maybe once the shelves collapsed, they just stacked up all the books on the bottom. And I thought that looks pretty realistic. And I really enjoyed the mixture of furniture in this space. Some that are newer pieces and other things like this bookcase and the coffee table that are definitely a little bit more worn, have seen better days. Anyway, we've moved on to the other side of the room. I just kind of talked over the desk space, which just has a laptop and some books and stuff on it. I also have a toy box over here, a place for you to hang up your keys and put the mail when you come in the house. And I ended up keeping this weight rack as well, which is a new item from Lovestruck. I do really wish it was functional, but it's still a nice decor piece that I feel like is going to just be in a lot of my Sims houses. I think it's quite nice and nothing like what we have before, because the only other decorative weight object we have is a little basket that has some weights, a towel, and a water bottle in it from the Everyday Clutter kit. So this one was a nice addition. I also added a broom by the kitchen, as well as temperature controls and a fire alarm, and then we were moving into the bathroom, where I really wanted to use some more of these tiles, and I do end up using them, just not all the way up the wall like that. I think I'm going to be using some of these custom showers for a while because they are new. This is a new door that came with Lovestruck that looks like a sliding glass shower door, and so that is how I decided to create the shower in this space. I'm also going to be painting the walls like this sort of off yellow color, and it's not my favorite in real life, but I thought it was so fun and matched really well with the color scheme I was going for in this apartment. So I was quite pleased with this. I'm just going to decorate with like all of your basic bathroom decorations. We have some bathrobes over here. I'm going to get a shelf up above the toilet, our toothbrushes and toothpaste, as well as some like shampoo storage in the shower. But in a little while here, I'm going to decide that the walls feel too flat. And so to combat that, I decided the bathroom could be a little bit dirty and have like some scuffs on the walls, maybe a little bit of mold growth. And I think that's honestly pretty realistic for apartments. I've never not had to deal with a mold situation in an apartment because quite often they are interior bathrooms with no window to the outside and a really badly functioning vent. So I thought that that was realistic, and it just helped to add something to the walls. But anyway, this is going to be our hallway right off of the entry. I have a nice table here with this really beautiful mirror above it. I think that one is from the Decor to the Max kit. I think it's a really pretty, kind of simple, but also not at all mirror because it's a bunch of little slivers, but it's not like they're strange shapes or anything, but I really enjoyed that one. And then I also added all of these location posters in the hallway from, I believe those are from Growing Together. And then we were moving on to the primary bedroom. I do use the same rug that I used in the living room, just in a different swatch. And I'm going to swap out the bed here for this one from Eco Lifestyle. And you can very much see here that I have the wrong windows in here. These are the ones from Get Famous instead of the ones that I'm using in the living room, which I think are from Discover University. So I might swap those out before I upload this to the gallery, but I don't think it's that bad other than the fact that they are noticeably smaller than the windows in the other room. So oopsies on that. That was just kind of a funny accident that happened. But here I am just decorating the bedside tables, trying to really lean into the color scheme with the artwork and the decorations in this room. I really love the paintings above the bed. and the tray that I have on the bedside table there, which is from the Tiny Living Stuff Pack. And I also got another painting over here from, that one's from Snowy Escape. Just adding some more of these curtains. I'm scaling them using the tool mod. I use that quite a bit in my builds. And that's somewhat not really a tutorial that I've mentioned so many different times is coming. I just keep getting really busy and overwhelmed and I haven't gotten to it yet, but it is being worked on. I have like notes written down and I'm hoping to get that out this month for real, sometime in August, where I kind of go through and tell you how I use Tool and my understanding of it. It's not going to be a full-on tutorial, but like some tips and tricks. This is the numbers I use for certain things. This is how I think it's most useful to use this tool that is called Tool. So hopefully that will be out soon. But anyway, we're moving into the final room of this apartment, which is of course going to be the kids' bedroom. I wasn't sure what bed I wanted to use or what carpet, and I just kind of started experimenting, and I ended up going with this yellow one from Dream Home Decorator, which I thought was really pretty, and I paired it with this cloud wallpaper from Parenthood, which definitely helped to establish the color scheme in here. Obviously, we have a pretty strict color scheme throughout the entire apartment, but it made me realize how I was going to more so lean into the yellows and blues in here with a couple of red accents. So we have these red frames over here and a red table lamp over on the desk, and there's like some other decorations as well. And there's like a slight pinkish red in the carpet. Also, the lamp that I have over in the corner, which is from Base Game, and I don't use it very often, but it's such a realistic lamp. I feel like I've seen it in real life so many times. And of course, it has that pop of red, so it was perfect for this room. I also added this owl up above the bed and a bookcase in here as well, which I'm going to change to match the swatch of the room. And there's also a pet mouse in here, which I thought was a bit of fun. That is from my first pet stuff and not something I use all that often, but I thought it was a cute idea for this room. And then getting a couple of toys, and that should be pretty much it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You can subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more and click that bell to be notified when I upload. Thank you so very much for watching. Enjoy the screenshots, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone.